All right, welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden system that keeps massive, billion-dollar companies from, well, breaking down every time they need to update their software. It's called SAP's Transport Management System, or STMS, and trust me, it's the guardian of order in a world of constant change. So, let's start with a question that probably keeps IT directors up at night. How do you safely change a multi-million-dollar system while it's running? I mean, how do you perform surgery on the digital heart of a global business while it's still beating? This is the core problem that STMS was literally built to solve.
First, let's just make sure we all understand the stakes here. We're talking about the production system. This is the main event. It's where a company's live business is happening, right now. Every sale, every order, every single dollar is flowing through this thing. It really is a high-wire act.
Yeah, trying to make changes directly in production, that's kind of like trying to fix a jet engine mid-flight. One wrong line of code, a single bad configuration, and you could bring the entire business to a screeching halt. We're talking millions in losses. So it's not an option.
So what's SAP's answer to this? Well, instead of having one super dangerous system to work in, they create a safe, really structured path forward. It's a journey that every single change, big or small, has to take across a three-system landscape.
So this journey, it always starts in the development system. Think of this as the workshop. It's where developers are building new features, fixing bugs, basically making sure their own little piece works perfectly. From there, the change moves over to the quality system. Now this is the testing lab. This is where it gets rigorously checked to make sure it plays nice with everything else in the system. And only after passing every single test does it finally earn the right to go into the production system, the live factory. But how do these changes actually travel? They're not just being copied and pasted. Nope. Every single modification gets bundled up into a secure digital container. It's called a transport request. It's kind of like a locked briefcase carrying the new blueprints from the workshop all the way to the factory floor.
Which, leads us to the next big question. Okay, so we've got our separate systems, we've got our secure little package, but what's the delivery truck? What's the GPS system? How do we manage the logistics of moving potentially thousands of these packages across the landscape without creating total chaos? And that is where STMS comes in, the SAP Transport Management System. This is the sophisticated, centralized brain that manages the entire life of a change, making sure every single transport request follows the exact right path and arrives safe and sound. The easiest way to think about it is this: if all your changes are packages, then STMS is the entire logistics network. It's the FedEx, the highway system, and the air traffic control tower all rolled into one, and it's all designed specifically for moving SAP changes. Now, right at the heart of this whole highway system is one absolutely critical piece: the domain controller. You really can think of this as the main air traffic control tower for the entire landscape.
So this domain controller, it's the single source of truth for everything. It's the boss. It gives the marching orders to every other system, telling them when to send a change, when to receive one. It manages the whole flow. And this makes it the ultimate bottleneck, right? If the control tower is down, no planes can take off or land. It's that simple. If the domain controller isn't available, no changes can move. Period.
Okay, so we've got our control tower. Great. Now we need the actual highways. In an STMS, these are called transport routes. They are the predefined digital roads that connect all of our systems together.
But not all these roads are the same. The road from development to quality, that's called a consolidation route. Its whole purpose is to gather a bunch of changes together for one big round of testing. But the road from quality to production, that's a delivery route. Think of it as a one-way express lane for getting that final, fully approved change into the live system.
And just like a real highway, it's not just one big free-for-all road. To keep things organized and, prevent accidents, all the traffic is separated into specific lanes. In the world of STMS, these lanes are called transport layers. And this separation of traffic is so important. You have the SAP layer, that's the dedicated lane for all the official updates from SAP itself. Then you've got the Z layer, and that's the lane for all the custom code and special developments that your company builds. Keeping these in totally separate lanes makes sure that a new custom feature can't accidentally swerve over and break a core function of the system.
So let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. We've got a safe path, we've got secure packages, a control tower, a whole highway system with dedicated lanes.
Why does all this intricate structure matter so much?
At the end of the day, it really all comes down to 4 key things. First, safety. It acts as a shield, protecting the live system. Second, stability, because it forces every single change through that rigorous testing. Third, order. It creates a predictable process where every single change can be tracked and audited. And finally, it gives administrators control from one single place.
And if you remember one thing, it's this: the domain controller is the heart of it all. It's the central command post that manages and controls every single change, bringing a whole lot of order to what could be absolute chaos.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. We've seen how STMS creates this structured, safe highway for all your changes. But just imagine for a second what it would be like without it. What happens on a highway with no traffic lights, no lanes, and no rules of the road? That chaos? That's exactly what STMS was built to prevent. Thanks for watching.